Happy New Year! Welcome back to another Ab Daily News with the hockey coach Guru Code Frenchy. Episode number 218. What do you have a menu, coach, today? First of all, guys, I'm going to talk about today the review of the Montreal Canadiens year 2022. Then a couple updates for the World Junior Championship of the Ab Prospect. Finally, I'm going to talk about the review game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Washington Capitals and some comments by Martin Saint-Louis. But before we start, we invite you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show. Please leave me a comment. Finally, please sharing this video on your social media. And again, I wish you an amazing, happy New Year 2023. Let's dive in talking about the first subject of the day. First subject of the day, guys, about the World Junior Championship Ab Prospect update. First of all, Canada won by the score of 5-1 against Team Sweden. Connor Bedard has 4 points and tie with the most points with Eric Lindros with 18 points. Joshua Roy scored his third goal of the Junior Championship. Other games during the day, Team Swiss, USA and Germany won their game. Finally, Canada is going to play the next game January 2nd against Slovakia. Canada finished second on the Division A and is going to play again number 3 on the Division B. Slovakia, we know Slovakia. Philippe Mézard, prospect for the Montreal Canadiens, play for that team. That's complete, guys. Very shortly about the World Junior Championship. And let's move on now, guys, for the next subject of the day. My next subject of the day, guys, is about the Ab Review 2022 by Mon. What I did the last couple of videos, I talked about what happening with Montreal Canadiens, about fan trade signature. But today I want to go a little bit more deeper from each month, what happening with Montreal Canadiens to reviewing the year 2022. First of all, the Montreal Canadiens in January. Molson, the owners of the Montreal Canadiens, announced the plan with Jeff Gordon. They want now to have 2 GM with the Montreal Canadiens for the first time in the history. He believes he needs more people in charge about the team. He has so many things they need to do. So they hire, of course, he want more staff inside of that organization on different area of the team. One thing he did very well, or I believe they did something what nobody knows. They hired 2 people. One is about the sport psychology for the team, and then he hired a mindset coach for the team. Never happened before in the Montreal Canadiens as a full-time, by the way. Then they hired a lot of people on the staff, on the scouting, matter professional. They add a lot of people on the analytic department. Example, Christian Boucher. They hire more coach for the development. Adam Nicolas, Vincent Lecavalier, Marie-Philippe Poulin, Scott Pellerin, and many others. Then, of course, in January, they hire the new GM, Ken Hughes. Finally, at the end of the month, Carey Price spoke for the first time about his career in jeopardy since he was on the player safety assistant program since October. That was happening, guys, for the first month of the season. In February, on that month, Ken Hughes talk about the plan for the trade deadline. Then they hire a coach out of the box, Martin Saint-Louis. Martin Saint-Louis spoke during a press conference about his concept, not about system. Not many people heard about the concept, small area. Make the practice fun, enthusiasm, energy, look like it was a game situation. We got after that the wake up of Cole Caulfield under Martin Saint-Louis. Great start under Martin Saint-Louis, many other players, by the way. And the player really love the way Martin Saint-Louis make the practice with enthusiasm. They feel some new energy inside the team. In March, Montreal Canadiens talk about the first time about Logan Mailloux. First and foremost, he need to work on his human being to become a better person before they get any opportunity to sign him or to put involved with the Montreal Canadiens. That month in March, because it was a trade deadline, many trade Montreal Canadiens did with fan player Toffoli, Chariot, Kulak, Lekonen, and they add a lot of asset. Example, picks and prospect. You can see Montreal have a lot of picks now and more prospect inside of this organization because of all the trade they did at the trade deadline. In April, this was the end of the season, honestly, April 29. This was the worst season ever in the Montreal Canadiens history. The good thing, guys, they got at the end a standing ovation from the fans. Pretty impressive. They understood the fans, the plan of Ken Hughes, Jeff Gordon, and Martin Saint-Louis. They was really excited. Now the new direction with a new foundation. Montreal talk about since January. Finally, really sadness in April. Unfortunately, the pass away of the best for me player in the Montreal Canadiens. It was my favorite, the only player I have in NHL, Guy Lafleur. I'm going to talk about him more in my next video. In May, Montreal Canadiens won the draft lottery. They got the first overall pick for 2022. Everybody turned their attention now about Shane Wright. Montreal Canadiens are more staff on the scouting analytics, like I mentioned to you. Christian Boucher, Poprov is another one helping the Montreal Canadiens. Adam Nicholson about coach development and many others. Then in June, it was the NHL Combine in Buffalo. Many interviews Montreal did with different players with the sport psychology and strength coach staff for the Montreal Canadiens. Very difficult and question for the Montreal Canadiens for the players. Of course, Shane Wright, Sarkowski, Cooley, and many others have an interview with Montreal Canadiens. At that moment, during that combine, that's why the Montreal Canadiens became very, very curious about Sarkowski by his answer. And during the month of June, we have a trade, Montreal Canadiens trade, the Sean Weber to the Vegas Golden Knights. Again, that enough. In July, the Montreal Canadiens select first overall pick, Juraj Slavkovsky. That was shocking moment inside the Bell Center. The fans was expect the Montreal select Sean Wright, but they move to go with Juraj Slavkovsky from Slovakia. Then they trade Romanov to the New York Islanders to get the 13th overall pick. Fans were shocked again. Then there was more shock when they heard the 13th overall pick turned to be the 21 years old from the Chicago Blackhawks, Kirby Dach, trade to the Montreal Canadiens. They got a second first round for the Montreal Canadiens, Philippe Mézard for Slovakia. Then they got Owen Beck at 33, Lane Hudson 62, Vincent Rover 75, Adam Armstrong number 92. And then at the end of the month, they trade with the Pittsburgh Penguins, Jeff Petrie and Rand Pullen to the Pittsburgh. In return, they got Mike Madison. And August, not too much going on in August. Usually it's a month of vacation. But the Montreal Canadiens find a way to trade with the Calgary Flame with future consideration. Sean Monahan was traded to the Montreal Canadiens plus a first-round pick for the Montreal Canadiens. And we know with Monahan now with the Habs, possibly Monahan get traded to get another big asset for the Montreal for the NHL Draft 2023. In September, Montreal Canadiens announced a new captain for the Montreal Canadiens, the number 14, Nick Suzuki, become the captain for Montreal. Assistant captain, Brendan Gallagher and Joel Edmondson. Then finally, the Montreal Canadiens signed that month an extension contract with Kirby Dach for $3.4 million for 4 years, and Jake Allen over a little bit more, over $3 million for 2 more years extension contract with Jake Allen. In October, there was the beginning of the season, October 12 for the Montreal Canadiens against the Toronto Maple Leafs. But the focus of the team was about, it's the year of the development, it's the year of progression for the young men, rookies for the Montreal Canadiens. They was really impressed by Adam Nicola, the way he made some kind of practice for the Montreal Canadiens with Martin Saint-Louis. Carey Price got a standing ovation, guys, during the presentation of the players at the Bell Center, October 12. Carey Price spoke again during the month of October about the situation, possibly never going to play hockey anymore with his injury with the right knee. Finally, Montreal Canadiens used 4 rookies as the defenseman, Kovacevic, then Cooley, Harris, and Jacky, plus they have Juraj Slavkovsky as a rookie for the Montreal Canadiens inside the roster and patient with the team. And of course, during the month of October, they claim Kovacevic for the Winnipeg Jets. And November, guys, it was shocking. Why? Because it was better what we expected. First of all, the performance of the rookies, Jekai, Cooley, Harris, Kovacevic, was amazing as a defenseman without Madison and Edmondson. The performance of Samuel Montembeault, it was unbelievable during the month of November. Then the hot start from Suzuki and Cole Caulfield changed a lot of data for the Montreal Canadiens when they had Kirby Dach November 17 on the first line. The first couple of games, they produced great all three together. The Montreal Canadiens, guys, at the end of the November, they was play over the head with a record over 500. You can see all because the performance of the goalies, better performance of the rookies, and the first line gave the Montreal Canadiens to have a really good success in November. But in December, guys, all fall apart. First of all, injuries. The Madison, the Savard, the Monahan, the Gallagher did not help the situation. Then you have some players stop to produce. Nick Suzuki did not do very well for the Montreal Canadiens during the month. And then the bottom six, we don't get a lot of participation from Dadonov, Armia, Pesada, Pitlick, Drouin. Finally, the special team was really bad in November on both sides, power play and on PK. But this reminds us it's all about development, like I mentioned in October. And if we stay on that path to understand and not be discouraged because the performance they do every game, we're going to be fine with them. We have to, this is a process of 3 to 5 years of rebuilding. Unfortunately, at the end of the month of December, Montreal Canadiens now are 27 in the standing in NHL, where my prediction was 29, possibly maybe 28, 27 now, but expect Montreal Canadiens to be a top 6-7 pick NHL next season. This concludes, guys, the year review of Montreal Canadiens 2022. Please let me know what you think. Leave me a comment about this subject, and let's move on now, guys, for my next subject of the day. My next subject, guys, is about the review game between Montreal and the Washington Capitals. The final score, Washington 9, Montreal Canadiens 2. Not fun to watch, to be honest with you. Why? Because we don't want the players give up like they did at the third period. As the fans, we want effort. We want a team show up every single game and they work hard. It was not the case yesterday. Unfortunately, they gave 4 goals in the third period. It was looking really bad with many mistakes. You cannot point only one players. Many mistakes for the rookies, veterans, and Splin, Gallagher, Edmondson again. Edmondson back-to-back. I feel the frustration inside that team right now. It's sad, but that's the reality right there. And understand, we don't expect a lot from Montreal Canadiens, and we're going to repeat. You and me. What we want for Martin St. Louis players, effort, work ethic, working hard, show up every single day, give your best every single day. If you do that, we're not going to complain. But right now, it was really sad and we're disappointed to watching this game yesterday against the Washington Capitals. About Allen from Martin St. Louis yesterday. You know, one thing I like from Martin St. Louis is really honest person. He don't lie. He don't try to go around. He don't put any player out when he talk in the mic. I want to show to you 2 videos, Martin St. Louis, one in French, one in English about Jake Allen, why he did not remove him after the second period when the score was 5-2.
À cause de la deuxième où tu semblais avoir un peu d'espoir que tu as laissé Jake devant le filet et tu n'as pas changé ton gazon?
Ouais, je sais pas. Écoute, c'est pas une circonstance facile, tu sais, le voyage des mers et tout. Tu sais, j'aurais-tu pu l'enlever à 7? Ouais, peut-être. À 6, peut-être. J'apprends comme entraîneur comment gérer ça. Puis, des fois, les circonstances comme ça, avec le voyage des mers, des fois, ça serait peut-être pas la même décision que tu aurais pris. Puis, à 8, il est rendu quasiment trop tard dans le match. Fait que, non, c'est quelque chose que je vais jaser avec Jake. Tu sais, c'est pas quelque chose de le fun pour un gardien d'être là pour 9 buts. Je pense que j'aurais peut-être faire une meilleure job pour lui, pour l'aider. Mais j'apprends. Helped him out, you know, circumstances here with the mom's trip, and you know, could I have pulled him after 6, 7? Probably, you know. I think when it got to 8, 9 with, you know, 4 minutes to go at that point, I just, you know, I think I was past the point of, you know, no return in that department. But you know, I think as a young coach, this is a learning experience for me. It's not easy to pull the goalie, and so, you know, I'll learn from this.
Wow. Martin St. Louis, guys, so honest. I'm a young coach, not many experience, and I need to learn from this about the situation with the goalie. when is a good time to remove or not. Really honest, guys, this really is make me to accept the game yesterday better, because we want the players, coaches to be accountable. And that's what Martin Saint-Louis did to us right now. By the way, he said, look, it's my fault. It's my responsibility. I need to learn. I need to get better about the goaltender. So really honest, Martin Saint-Louis, about the Jake Allen situation, guys. But during that game, guys, 2 goals for Cole Caulfield is 21 goal of the season for the number 22. So at the end of the day, it is what it is, guys. Really bad month in December for the Montreal Canadiens. The next video, I'm going to show to you all the number about the team, about individual players, their performance, what happening in December. And that's complete, guys, all my subject I have for you on this episode. Here we go, guys. This complete episode number 218. First of all, the World Junior Championship review, the Montreal Canadiens review calendar 2022, and finally the review game between the Montreal and the Washington Capitals. And that's conclude, guys, this episode. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show, and please leave me a comment about this episode. I want to remind you, of course, you have greatness inside of you. Happy New Year again. And finally, I wish you an amazing, blessing day with your family and friends.